I'm pressing charges against my mother-in-law because of the horror she caused upon me and my family. I'm Filipino and my husband, Jet, is Chinese. Unfortunately, his mom never approved me from the moment we met and even told him that Filipinos are maids only. At the beginning my husband defended me, he even threatened to cut ties with her if she tried anything. Thankfully this made her back off. He proposed to me, and that's where trouble slowly started again. As expected, she was not happy. My sister-in-law, Jade, told me that my mother-in-law didn't expect us to last too long because she expected my husband to come to his senses. She tried to jeopardize our wedding, threatened not to come, even told our guests that there was a typo in our invitation card and gave them the wrong date. Luckily they reconfirmed it with us. My husband actually waved it off and said that his mom is just scared for him and that I should understand because she grew up in a very traditional home. That should have been my first red flag. But I was too deeply in love with him that I ignored it. Last month, when I was 8 months pregnant, my husband insisted on going to his mom's house for a family reunion. I didn't want a cause of our baby human growing in me, and that I was too tired since I was still working. He insisted that I should attend because his mom will not take no for an answer. So we went and this became my biggest regret to date. At the dinner, I started feeling weird and lightheaded. I told my husband about it but he waved me off, and told me to go up to his old room and lay down. I knew that this was different, and we should go to the hospital just in case. His mom butted in and told me not to ruin their dinner, just shut up and go upstairs. I gave husband a look and said, "You really gonna let her talk to me like that?" That ass just shrugged and told me to calm down. I did not go up, I knew something was wrong. I called my dad to get him to bring me to the hospital. I felt like I was floating, body felt numb and I wanted to puke. I felt like fainting, I was not in a good place at all. My dad arrived and I left without letting them know. They didn't care, so why should I? I don't know how else to say this, my baby's heartbeat stopped. I was told the chances at this point of pregnancy was low. But it happened. The doctors told me that there were drugs in my system as well as alcohol, but I didn't drink any since I was pregnant and I don't do drugs. Jade admitted she saw their mom adding stuff into my drinks and food later on. My husband refused to believe that and sided with his mom, saying I must have taken something accidentally. Then Jade told him what their mom did but he still don't believe it. Just so you know, my husband was always the favorite child, so Jade hated their parents. I reported it to the police, Jade is my witness. I pressed charges, I will not stop until she's behind bars. I told some of my closest friends about it, and they said I'm an asshole for divorcing Jet. But how can I be with someone who doesn't side with me on this? Who refuses to believe his mom is the reason our baby is gone forever? He hasn't even acknowledged that she's gone. All he cares about is clearing his mom's name. I'm devastated. Why do people think I'm wrong for all this? Update 1. I understand you all may have a lot of questions, so I hope this update will give you some answers. Some has asked why Jade didn't tell me that their mom added something to my food and drinks. She came to me after, she was crying saying she didn't realize at the time and only connected the dots after she found out what happened. Jade is only 17, and I believe she was really scared to go against her mom. As for the toxicology report, there was high levels of fentanyl, opioids and alcohol. The friends who called me an asshole are all close to my husband. They said it was unfair because he also lost a child, but I told them he didn't seem to care. Update 2. This will be my final post. Thank you all for your support, it truly means the world to me. I finally have some time to myself and thought I should give you this final update. It's been the most horrible and excruciating few weeks of my life and it's finally almost over. My now ex-mother-in-law couldn't get away with it thanks to Jade, and evidence was also found in her house. She finally confessed after a month. She has received the death sentence this morning because what she did is not taken lightly in our country. Her son is claiming he has nothing to do with it, and will receive no punishment since there is no proof. I truly don't know if he was involved or not, but I cannot be around him ever again. I have not spoken privately with him since that night, and now I only communicate with him through lawyers. Jade is currently living with a close relative. Don't worry, she is safe, and will be going forwards. It was very brave of her to speak out against her mother, so I forever be grateful. I am back living with my parents again. I honestly couldn't have gotten through this without them, they are truly my rock. We're finalizing our divorce by this week. My family has advised me to sue him for everything he and his family has put me through. Do you agree? This was a hate crime. I don't understand how a grandmother could do this just because my baby was a girl and not pure Chinese. I've heard stuff like this happens in China, but we're not living there. Why would you bring your close-minded ideologies and traditions here? Why did my baby had to pay the price for this? Unfortunately, I'll never know. I don't know how people continue life after a loss of a child. Her funeral is next week. I named her Marie Elizabeth. Rest in peace, my love. Mama loves you and will see you soon. I hope no one ever experiences the horrors I went through.